from the mountains of Alaska to the coasts of California. This is salmon country. Sockeye, coho, chinook, chum, and pinks. Salmon are the biological phenomenon that bind this entire region together. More than 100 animal species, from the caddisfly to the grizzly bear, depend on salmon. The people who share this region are no exception.
Salmon are a good indicator of a healthy system.
I hope that salmon fishing will be around for my children.
It's important to have a diversity of salmon species in a system.
For salmon to survive and thrive, things have to be right, from the top of the Cascades to the furthest reaches of the ocean.
In this part of the world, biodiversity runs on salmon. In recent years, salmon runs in the lower 48 have been devastated by dramatic changes to their ecosystems. More than a dozen salmon populations are now in such danger that they are listed under the Endangered Species Act. Salmon are migratory creatures, and over the course of their lives, they traverse a wide variety of habitats, each of which is home to its own unique threats. Protecting salmon during their long journey is a difficult task, but the Nature Conservancy is working with a vast array of partners to safeguard salmon habitat. These efforts are stitching back together once majestic salmon runs, from California to Alaska, restoring salmon to some rivers where they have not been seen in years. In one of the richest areas in the world for salmon, Southeast Alaska, the Nature Conservancy is working to restore streams and estuaries that provide critical habitat for juvenile salmon.
It's putting back things that we know. Traditional ecological knowledge tells us there used to be a lot more salmon there than there is now. So it's our responsibility to put back what was taken.
The Nature Conservancy, in conjunction with the Forest Service, is focusing on repairing streams that have been blocked by logging roads or damaged by silt runoff from clear-cut areas.
It's about restoring forests and watersheds that have been affected by past management practices. It's about preserving lifestyles. It's about sustaining local economies, and it's about creating effective partnerships.
Salmon are deeply woven into the cultural fabric of the people of Washington. Here, the Nature Conservancy works with native communities, as well as with local farmers on the Farming for Wildlife program.
So what we're trying to do here is figure out if there's a way where we can make freshwater wetlands be part of a commercial crop rotation.
Tangible benefits are these relationships. The farming community is slowly understanding that we do value them. Through this project, we're learning to trust each other.
In Idaho, the Nature Conservancy is working with local ranchers. These partnerships are helping to protect one of Idaho's most integral habitats for salmon.
At one time, 40% of all Chinook salmon that spawned in the Pomeroy River system spawned on this ranch.
All while helping these ranchers maintain successful and profitable businesses.
Provide both food for people and ecological benefits on the same piece of ground.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has teamed up with the Nature Conservancy on Oregon's Willamette River.
This river system historically was critically important for many, many aquatic species, including salmon. We're really hoping to restore some of that habitat and ecological function for salmon.
So the goal of the Sustainable Rivers Project is to optimize the dam operations so that we improve conditions of some of these habitats below the dam.
This partnership is finding ways of healing habitat while continuing to meet human energy needs.
So the idea is to do some of the work locally, but then to scale that up to a nationwide and even a global scale.
In early 2009, the Nature Conservancy purchased the Shasta Big Springs Ranch in California, which scientists believe is a silver bullet in efforts to restore runs of endangered coho salmon, as well as populations of Chinook in the Klamath River watershed. This 4,100-acre preserve protects major stretches of the Shasta River and Big Springs Creek, both of which run into the Klamath. It is also one of the most important spawning grounds for Chinook salmon.
When they first started counting in the early 30s, the Shasta accounted for about half of the Chinook and the entire Klamath.
In the past, cattle were allowed to trample the riverbanks and destroy the vegetation that once shaded the river, degrading habitat and warming waters in excess of 10 degrees, devastating the salmon populations.
The temperature now in the Big Springs Creek is not survivable by coho salmon.
The work of the Nature Conservancy and its partners in restoring this land will improve habitat for 20 miles both up and downstream. Scientists say the new preserve is a critical step in protecting vital stretches of spawning and rearing habitat for coho and Chinook salmon in California. All of these efforts and dozens more are helping salmon reclaim their place at the center of the complex ecosystems they drive. From the mountains of Alaska to the coasts of California, salmon connect us. They're the lifeblood of a people and a landscape, an integral link in the chain of life that nourishes habitat, sustains wildlife, and drives local economies along the western United States and Canada.
There's plenty here for everybody. We just have to work together and chart that path to the future.
The Nature Conservancy's Pacific Salmon Program is uniting efforts, providing hope, and becoming a symbol of what we can achieve when we connect with each other to realize a common goal.